Hello everyone, welcome back to yet another exciting episode of Cook with IG. And on today's episode, I'm going to be showing you how to cook Ofe Okrougba. This soup is very common amongst Mbaise people, so if you're from Mbaise, I'm sure you'll be very familiar with this soup. So if you're new to my channel, kindly click on the subscribe button and notification bell so that you get notified whenever I make new uploads. To my existing subscribers, thank you. So let me just show you through my ingredients as usual. So here we have all my ingredients, all my vegetables. I'm sure you're seeing it and you're asking, oh, what is this? What is this? Don't worry, I'm going to take you through them one after the other. So this is my okra. I have already gone ahead to chop off the head and wash it. This is my Ugba or baka or oil bean, whichever one you prefer to call it in your language. This is pumpkin leaves ugu. Then I have my palm oil. I have ntungo. So this is the most important ingredient in the soup. My mom will always say, if you don't put this ntungo, your soup will not come out fine. No? So you see why it's important. So next is the pepper, salt, crayfish, seasoning cubes, and onion. I already did have bulk because we don't need so much onions. It's just to steam our meat. And here I have my already washed dry fish. I have my already washed stockfish and my meat. So I chose to use goat meat for this. You can choose to use any protein of your choice, fish, whatever you choose. And these are all we'll be needing for our recipe. So first thing we'll be doing is to steam our meat. We'll have to cook our meat until it's tender. And I'll just go in with the necessary ingredients, which are my dried pepper, some salt, and some seasoning cubes. Remember that the quantity of seasoning cubes or spices you'll be using for your meat depends on the quantity of meat you're cooking. And the last thing I'll be going in with is my onion. So I just prefer to cut it this way because I don't need so much, so it's easier for me to chop it this way. You can chop it however you want to, trust me, it's totally fine. So the next thing we'll do is just to place it on our cooker and give it a little stir before we turn on the cooker and proceed to other stages of the cooking, because this food has a lot of processing to do. It's not just like the regular way you cook other soups. It has a lot of processes. So the next process is preparation of our vegetables. I'll start off with my ugu, and the next thing I'll go in with will be the okra. So all I need to do is just to slice it nicely and set it aside while I prepare the okra for its next stage. Remember that you can cut this vegetable anyhow you want it. If you like your vegetables bigger, just use your discretion and do it. But this is the way I like mine. So I'll go over to the okra, and I had already washed it ahead of time and removed the head. So I'm just going to divide it into 4 parts and I'll chop. Remember that you can always chop this according to the way you like it. So because I don't want to waste so much time on slicing my okra, I'll just do it because it's still going to go through another process. Like I said, this food is full of processes and you have to pay attention to detail, else you miss it. And if you miss it, I don't know how you're going to get the taste. So now that we're done, let's not forget to we're steaming our meat. So it's time to add in some water, and we'll just give it one more quick stir and cover to let it cook while we proceed to the next process. This is a soup of processes, don't forget. So the next stage is to pound it using our mortar. If you have a food processor, you can easily use a food processor to do this. So because I don't have a food processor yet, I'll just do the traditional way, which is to use mortar. And if you have a smaller mortar, you can do it in batches. Okay, it's totally fine. So my meat is cooking properly. I'm just still going to cover it for some time and I'll check it later. So now it is time for us to pound our okra. So I can't do this on my work surface. I have to go down I have to come down to the floor to do it. See the way I'm pounding it? You have to do this as fast as possible. Then we'll go in with our Mmiri. This is the time where we'll use this. You don't have to put excess of this, just very little is fine. If you miss this stage, you have missed it. Your soup will lose its taste entirely and you may not like the out. So now that our okra is ready and our meat is ready, we'll have to transfer to a bigger pot because the small pot will not be able to contain our food. And the next thing we'll do is to turn in our meat and its stock and add in some more water and our stockfish. So we'll just cover and let it cook until it is tender, and we'll add in our next ingredient. So this is all that we'll be needing for the soup's final stage. See our pounded okra or our blended or processed. I will not say blended because if you blend too smooth, so we don't want it to be smooth. And this is my vegetable, my ugu, and this is my ugba or baka. I have my palm oil and my dry fish, then my seasonings, crayfish, salt, pepper, and some seasoning. So first thing I'll do is to go in with my ugba into my okra, add in some palm oil, the level or quantity of oil you want is totally up to you. You can add in so much, you can add in little, just it depends on what you want. So we'll go back and check if our meat is tender, our meat and our stockfish. And once we have found out that it is tender, the next thing to do is to add in your vegetables, chopped, right? So just add in our vegetable and let it cook for like 5 seconds and we'll get it out. So we'll just use a spoon that has like a strainer to get it out. It's okay if you don't have it, just use a normal spoon. Even if the meat or the fish goes in with it, it's fine because you're still going to cook it eventually. So you just transfer it into your bowl. Do this as fast as possible so that your vegetable doesn't change color. So now that we have done this, we'll have to stir rigorously. So we'll have to stir this as fast as possible, and we'll have to be extremely careful as well, so that we want all of those ingredients fully incorporated into the mixture. You have to be careful too, so that my bowl is not too big, so I'm trying to be careful so that my mixture doesn't spill. I mean, my camera is not doing justice to this, but I hope you understand what I mean. See the way it looks. So now we just transfer it into our boiling broth. If only you could see the excitement on my face. This soup is not something that we just cook anyhow in Mbaise. We'll cook it occasionally because I don't really know how to explain this, but this is something that is not just done out of the blues. You have to really prepare for it, you know. So now I'll be going in with my dry fish, my crayfish powder, some ground pepper, and my seasoning cubes. Then I'll just give it a quick stir. And taste for some salt. The taste is perfect, and I'll just give it another quick stir and I'll serve. So this is all we'll be needing for our soup, and as you can see, our soup is ready, looking all beautiful. I wish you could taste this with me. So I'll be serving this with fufu. You can serve this with any choice of swallow. Yes, I'll be serving this particular one with fufu. You can serve it with any swallow of your choice, but fufu is perfect for this recipe. You don't want to miss it. Just look at my camera is not doing justice to this. Please, you just need to try out this recipe and let me know what you think about it in the comment section. If you try it out, trust me, you will not eat the regular okra anymore. Trust me on this one. Just look at the way I am digging in. If you enjoyed watching this video, please leave a like and do not forget to comment under the comment section, and do not forget to subscribe if you haven't. Thank you all for staying in. I love you all. Bye.